What's up, everybody? Like the video or dislike it and run away. If you're going to leave a comment, make sure to type it really slowly. I'm a little dumb. It's the tattoos. Can't help it. I'm going to talk in this video more about women getting the right to vote because I want prisoners to get the right to vote. And I'm reading this book. And in this book, the first character that gets introduced gets killed by the Algon Queens of Long Island Sound area. And that's because they kicked her out because she was preaching the message, the preaching the word that God loves women too. The next person in this book is Mary Dyer, and she's killed by the theocracy of Massachusetts again for preaching. And it was early feminism, so the thought was just God loves women too, and it was heretical. It was an offense because sexism is profound. It's amazing what we used to do to women. We used to consider them so little, and it's not just our culture, it's every culture going back, except for some of them. So that's not true. But there are some ones where you'd have war women, you'd have female leaders. Anyway, who cares? Obviously, women should have the right to vote. What's more interesting about this book is the heroes that get women the right to vote. People in prison should have the right to vote. If you're in our prisons, you should have a say in how we make this country run, because you're going to run it. We have not abolished slavery in the United States. We still have the out that we can enslave people that have been convicted of a crime. It's in the Constitution. And so how are we going to get that done where they can vote so that they can have a voice? Because believe me, they do not have a voice. You cannot hear what they are saying because they're screaming loudly, "Let us go!" And of course, initially, we can't because crime is really bad. Like when somebody actually conducts a crime, it's a disaster for somebody else. And we have to clean up that mess. We can't smile on people that rob or murder or rape. These things, I mean, it's just obvious. But Oregon is legalizing drugs. And the more we legalize drugs, the more we'll realize that they are harmless and that they are worth legalizing across the nation. And not to punish them, but we can start to make money off of them and profit from mankind's addiction to drugs. Because mankind loves drugs. And if it's not illegal drugs, then it's caffeine. Look, who cares about any of this? I care. I was in prison and they threw away all of my letters that I had sent to myself recording my journey through prison. They put me in solitary. Now, I was an asshole in prison. I was not nice. And I did a lot of terrible things in there, and I'm aware of that. But I partly did them because I didn't feel like anyone cared at all. And so it was pure Machiavellianism. I'll just do what I can get away with, no matter what it is. And screw you. I shouldn't be in here. And I shouldn't have been in there. Except for like a few nights, a few days perhaps, maybe a month. My crimes were not significant enough to justify a year-long sentence as my trial unfolds. Glacially slow. Incredibly slow. I guess we can't say glacially anymore because there's global warming and glaciers are moving quickly. Fuck, I've got to get this stupid catheter wired through. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm showing it to you, but I need to get this thing in there and it's hard to do with one hand. And so I'm going a little bit crazy. But crazy is not how I say it. I call it craze. The Y is silent because we need to hammer out the Y for our neurotics, for our neuroses is the word. We have to understand our neuroses and hammer out the Y, because doing that will make our lives better, and it will reduce harmful things and empower good things. No question about it. Everybody's gone crazy. The Y is far too silent. We need to justify our opinions and our actions. I named this video Catboy Kami. I want him to start a YouTube channel. I think that it would be interesting to see him engage with YouTubers on YouTube Time. YouTube Time is different than a lot of other websites. And there's more back and forth than BitChute or wherever he uploads. But also, I want to see him obey community guidelines and refine his ideology, because I think right now it is unrefined. I think that it's nascent, and when it grows up, it'll just be racism and sexism that we should abhor, that we should get rid of. I don't think anything new is coming from Catboy Kami, except for his youth, his looks, his humor, and his existence. He's new, he's exciting. Catboy Kami, right? That's how I feel some of the time. And then I'm like, oh, I know what this is. And you do too. You know racism and sexism are wrong already. I don't have to tell you that. But I do. And tattoo phobia. I need to tell you that my tattoos don't make me less intelligent. But you should know that. And you do know that. But there's a joy in the ownage of somebody based on something that they're not controlling. Like, I already have the tattoos. I'm not tattooing myself every morning. It's part of who I am. And it makes you look stupid when you say that people with face tattoos are stupid. But realizing that requires thought. You have to think and have self-reflection. Wait a second, tattoos have nothing to do with IQ scores and intelligence tests in general. They don't. Physical intelligence, mathematical intelligence, these things do not reflect our pierced or tattooed nature. It's simply irrelevant, the two things. So it's really just you kind of gloating in the idea that in the job market I have a disadvantage. And when you put it like that, doesn't it look pathetic for you to do that? But so many people do. And people threaten people online. Again, pathetic. That's the stupidest thing ever. But because we have this shock joy and this appetite for ownage, we engage in pathetic shit. It's pathetic. It's stupid. But I want it to continue. I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to stop. Because I want it to change the world. I want to get people in prison the right to vote. And if they are nonviolent drug offenders, I want to get them their freedom. And in order to do that, we need to have a consensus among us and make some changes, drastic changes. Sorry to preach, and I realize I guess I'm a troll to you, but if you're watching this long into the video, you're not a Catboy Kami surface level fan where it's just hit or miss. You're a real person that cares about my thoughts enough to listen to them, and I honor that. I respect it, and I don't mean to waste your time. But for those that are surface level, I don't mind wasting their time. So dislike away and get it as low as you can. The race is to beneath the bottom. As many dislikes as possible. Thank you.